Let's meet a man who found that out the hard way. Banker David Proctor thought he had a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity at Al-Khaliji Bank. He had a comfortable life, a six-figure salary until he tried to leave. He joins us now live from Singapore. David Proctor, thanks for joining us. Well, tell us a bit about your ordeal.
Good morning, Rish. Well, it's quite a story. My situation, I was headhunted from my previous role as regional CEO for Standard Chartered in the Middle East to join a brand new startup bank in Doha. When I arrived in January 2007, the bank had just 5 employees, no branches, no systems, no customers, but a very clear remit to build a regional bank across the Gulf. And that's exactly what I did over the course of the next 2 years, supported with capital from 5 countries across the Gulf, Qatar, UAE, Oman, Kuwait and Bahrain. We launched a corporate business, a retail business, Islamic banking business. We were profitable from day one and managed to navigate our way safely through the crisis in 2008. All of that changed, though, however, in February 2009, when the chairman that had recruited me was ousted and a new chairman was appointed.
So your face just didn't fit anymore, is that correct?
Well, there's been a lot of speculation about the reasons for the problem. One element of speculation is always naturally, there must be some fraud involved, there must have been some misdemeanor. Well, I was never charged, none of my staff were ever charged.
Was the bank going through any problems at that point?
Not at all. The bank was profitable and, in fact, was accelerating very strongly. I think there's a second element of the speculation that probably has more merit, and that is the political winds changed. One of the things that we did at the end of 2008, which was purchase a bank that was highly coveted by some of our competitors. It was a bank that gave us licenses in Europe and, importantly, a branch network in the UAE. And just 2 months after that acquisition, the previous vice chairman of Qatar National Bank, one of Al-Khaliji's biggest competitors, and a member of the royal family, was appointed as my new chairman.
So, it seems that there's a distinct lack of transparency in your situation. What about overall when you're trying to do business in that part of the world?
Well, I think it's important to understand that Qatar and many other countries in the Gulf have not signed some of the key United Nations civil human rights agreements. Both in terms of civil rights, political rights, social economic rights, and protection for migrant workers. There are significant deficiencies that have to be fixed. And just recently, the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, Navi Pillay, has visited the Gulf, encouraging all of the Gulf states to drop, in particular, the sponsorship law that requires all employers to issue an exit visa before any foreigners can leave a country.
How did you manage to get your exit visa then, in the end?
Well, it took a long time. It took 14 months, during which time my wife had a baby offshore that clearly was traumatic for her and for me not to be with her. Initially, I tried to use other sheikhs to act as an intermediary between myself and the sheikh. Ultimately, however, early in 2009, there was an article published by Euromoney, in 2010, and I think once the issue raised to that level.
I'm really sorry we're out of time. It's a very interesting story. I really appreciate you coming on the program and telling it to us.